congratulations on the movie Split. It absolutely scared me out of my mind, which was
Great.
a nice break, to tell you the truth. It was one of those movies
Why,
where...
do you live in a constant state of bliss?
Yeah, I do.
All
yeah.
right, great.
It was one of those movies where I went home that night, and for the first time in I don't know how long, I felt like there was someone in the room. You know, that really, really scary feeling?
Wow.
Obviously, your imagination running wild, so the movie kind of did its job. But there's a couple of weird things about this movie. The fact that I'm over here on Friday the 13th as well, interviewing you.
Is it Friday the 13th?
It's Friday the 13th. I got on a plane from Ireland to fly over. I'm surprised I'm here at all, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
And secondly, bear with me when I tell you this. I went to a psychic in December, okay? Don't ask me to
You
leave.
what? You went psychic?
I went to a psychic.
I thought you mean you went psychic.
No, I went
like,
to a
I went psychic.
I went psychic. It just happened. And she said to me, she said, do you do movie reviews? And I said, no, not really. She said, do you talk to movie stars? And I said, no, not every day. And she said, you're going to get a call, she said, to go over to London. And she said, you're going to interview someone. I was like, all right, okay. And she wrote the name James down on a piece of paper.
No,
This
come
is
on.
a true story, I promise you. And a week later, Brian from entertainment.ie, who I'm over here for, rang me and said, Ciara, is there any chance that you can go over and cover the movie junket with James McAvoy in London?
No.
I kid you not, that is a true story.
Wow.
Anyway.
Did you tell, have you interviewed Knight?
No, I didn't get a chance to tell him that. Yeah,
Wow.
so there you go. So I don't know what's supposed to happen now, but I guess I should probably ask you about the movie.
I hope something special happens.
Yeah. So obviously, it's daunting for any actor to, do one or two characters in a movie, never mind 23 different identities. How daunting was that for you, taking on this project?
It kind of wasn't. I felt that when I'd read the script, I already started to have a million ideas going through my head. It'd be more daunting for me if I've read a script, as I have done in the past, and I've got nothing. I've got no ideas. I've got no little strategies formulating already, But with Kevin and Patricia and Dennis and Hedwig and all the people that I play in this film, I already had half of some of them figured out. You know what I mean? And that's about good writing. If it's good writing, the director's communicating with you, the writer's communicating with you, and you know where to go with it. So I was I wasn't too daunted, actually.
There was some times during the movie that I was looking at it and I was like, God, this is really beautiful. And I could imagine one of the characters actually, I know that sounds really weird,
No?
One of the characters on stage, and that was Patricia. I could imagine her, on stage as a character. And did you get any inspiration from any of the theatre work that you've done before for that particular identity, or...?
There was an inspiration, or not inspiration, but I suppose I was already sort of prepped because of some of the work I've done on stage before, particularly the last play I did, which was called The Ruling Class, in which I had to play massive, like, in-your-face, proper comedy at the same time as playing a mentally ill person who believed they were Jesus Christ. And then going really dark and going very violent and very upsetting and very grotesquely upsetting for the audience. And so Patricia, who is doing something incredibly dark and arguably evil, but also trying to make her funny, and somebody that the audience liked being with, even though they didn't feel safe being with her, that played into that particular job that I'd done on stage quite a lot, actually.
Before I go, who was your favourite of the identities to play?
I loved playing Hedwig. He was a 9-year-old boy. He was just really innocent and goofy at the same time as having a weird malevolence as well. And I loved being able to make the audience feel safe and secure, and like finally they were able to take a breather because the lead girl wasn't going to get murdered this time, and it was like, thank God there's this 9-year-old boy. And then he turns a little bit, and the audience are like again, and that was a fun thing to do because you could really make the audience laugh with Hedwig at the same time as like sticking the fear right back into them with them.